This is live ETV. Scene of the crime yesterday, 74.5. When that holds today, this afternoon, everything was a prelude to this right now. And once we get the afternoon, that 75 to hold, our thought process was that the longs are in control from 72s, all these arrows right here. And then this 75, this is the support. So until 72 goes, that's support. And then we felt this afternoon a good potential to give a thrust to that 87 area. That 88.75 has never been retested, and we thought potentially that area could be a target for the boys. So currently, anybody that's trading E-mini wizard system should be covering profits if they're long. And we've got a breakout from the morning high, 81.5. So theoretically, a nice target above that is going to be anywhere from 85 to say 88. And in a fast thrust like this, you want to get paid for sure. And then you have to remember that prior breakout level. So this is what we call our third time through trade. Cannot break this 75. And here's the afternoon run and gun. Still have less than 1 million contracts. Fairly easy to move the market in lighter volume. Got about a 20-point trade from the lows. Good opportunity to make sure you get paid. Here was our news bar yesterday. Low is held. We came out this afternoon and we took this out, the high of that bar. So that triggers the stop run, and the longs know that. That's why this was a run and gun. Push the stops back and see if they can't come back and retest the high 80s. And there'll be a lot of giddy longs, obviously cackling about the fact that they held position and everything else. But obviously, there's so much more opportunity to play the ranges, and if you get that right and read it right, you can make twice what those guys are making. So that's our style. We look to try to find a couple of good trades, then see where the pressure is and try to join the winning team as we get these bot type runs. And we use that 74 to 75 as our baseline. You can see the rotation. This is the bow tie, and failure to come back underneath this blue line and for these shorts to get back in and take out the rain line is basically the downfall in why you try to read in the afternoon this idea of, well, where are we going? And once we cannot break that and we start to threaten this, then I believe that this is the perfect time, if you're not in a trade, to buy high and sell higher. Perfect idea. And then look for your logical targets. And we felt that this 240 chart was the problem for the short side. That 240 chart had been defended and had not shown any sign of new energy above those 82s, but certainly had not broken down that 65 either. So this is the first time we've broken out of that range. Had the S curve for a long time, last couple of days, and then here's finally the breakout late day. So using this chart, tunnel vision chart, tells us we could still sneak up a little bit more, but the primary target has been hit. 83.5 plus stops. Try to get to that 87.5 to 88. Actually, 88.75 was a measured move, T2. And we always look for T1 before T2. And usually we'll get in between there and make sure you get profits. And earlier today, this afternoon, I said that the 60 chart clearly is the best chart. We've never retested 88.75. I think that's what the boys want. And so I'm fully prepared to see 85 to 90 range. And we can see the Globex charts is what we felt to be tough for the shorts, because the 60s had held, 120s had held, 240s had held, 90s had held, 30s, and the 15 had righted itself. Over under, but got right back up above it, and then started to do its climb the ladder. All you can do is try to read the charts the best you can. We don't care whether we're going long or short, as long as it's moving, and we love to see it moving. Very, very challenging during lunchtime, and then you try to read the pattern, and okay, shorts have lost their edge, longs are going to try to squeeze them. Let's go with a winning team. Why not? Either do that or give the boys your money. Up to you. And there's a 2-minute chart. One of the beauties of the system is understanding that we can use these moving averages, whether we're using a 1-minute chart or a 2 or a 3. Find support on the 5-minute chart, decide where we think is the right place, and then you can flip to a faster chart. So in terms of squeeze pivots right now, this guy right here is 80. Remember we talked about the idea of a prior high. So looking at this 78 as supportive, and the shorts need to get it back underneath this 80. Potential target, it's at 87.5, 88.75. There's a 1. Double top test. And on a breakout, usually first pullbacks are buyable. Keeping on ticks. And you get to the point where you start to think about risking 4 or 5 to make 1 or 2 more. So that's the idea of tightening up stops as we come into the end of the afternoon. And we'll start to get into risk and reward ideas now. Classic example in trading. Wanting 2 more ticks and giving up 2 points. And that's why traders that have trailers can usually do better than someone who's always trying to make a decision. Is a 1-minute chart. Want to see it a little deeper? Look at a 2 or even a 3. Clear. Support right there till proven otherwise. And at the end of the day, coming into the last hour, we should get a profit-taking swing. Not a plunge, but a profit-taking swing. And anybody's had a great day. Why would you risk 5 points to make 2 more ticks or 1 more point? And that's what conservative traders like myself. No, we're going to leave some chips on the table. And you try to catch part of the moves as they occur. I hope this has helped. I've done this just to show an example of live trading with the E-mini wizard system. Hope you had a good day.